So many people come into property thinking it's a fast track to freedom. What if I told you that property actually punishes the impatient? Today, I'm going to talk to you about two investors, Dan and Daisy. Dan is an ambitious investor who learned this lesson the hard way. Daisy, on the other hand, is a prudent saver who allowed property to do its magic, and she got rewarded for it. Dan is a 30 years old account officer who worked for a multinational company. Dan has a fantastic salary, plus bonuses and commission. Dan has been able to save £100,000 to invest. Daisy worked for a local company. She's got a decent wage, but she has been working for almost 2 decades. Daisy meticulously saved, and she's recently come into an inheritance money. Daisy has been able to pool her life savings, and now she has £100,000 to invest. Dan attended a few property courses, watched a ton of YouTube videos of gurus saying how they became millionaires through properties in 18 months. Dan quits his job, convinced property would replace his income in no time. Dan was flipping houses, refinancing, running HMOs. He went all in, but 2 years later, he was broke, stressed, and burnt out. He told me something I would never forget. My biggest mistake was expecting fast money from property. He is not alone. I've seen this over and over again. People rushing in, hoping for quick returns and getting crushed by reality. Daisy, on the other hand, she kept her job. She bought 2 properties with £100,000. She continued saving aggressively. Daisy allowed the superpower of property investing work for her. Time, leverage, and precision. She also used the income from the other properties she had. The rent helped speed up her deposit for the next one. In 2 years, she bought a 3rd property. And in less than a year, she was able to buy the 4th one. At year 5, Daisy has 5 properties. She kept her job, she saved aggressively, and she allowed property to do its thing. Each property fueled the next purchase. So Daisy went through these 5 years, no panic, no pressure, just progress. Here is the good news. Property is a wealth building machine. When you play the long game, it protects you against inflation, leverages your capital, compounds quietly whilst your job keeps the income flowing. The £400 a month rent doesn't sound like much until it's 3 properties, 5 properties, then 10 properties. It's not about replacing your job overnight. It's about stacking wins, snowballing your income into the next investment. With a solid portfolio built over time using leverage and focus, Daisy eventually left her job. Now she's living the life of her dreams. Picture this. At year 5, Dan has £200,000 in his account and 1 HMO property. But in the past 5 years, Dan took a lot of risks. Dan has been stressed out. Dan didn't have any other income. But Tracy, she didn't have to take so much risk. She kept her job, she kept her peace, she allowed the magic of property to do its thing, which is leverage, time, and precision. Who would you rather be? On a final note, if you're considering diving into property for quick cash or fast results, pause, breathe, And remember, property punishes the impatient but rewards the persistent and smart investor who is focused and had their strategy set out. If this message hit home, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share with others. Until next time, let's build smart, let's build slow, and let's build wealth.